Hello and good morning. Welcome to the new session today. Today I'm going to give you an overview of how you can deploy the custom CloudWatch metrics. So for this, I'm in Sydney region. I'll open few tabs. So I'll open another tab for EC2 instances. And I will also open one more tab. I'll be needing it. And I'll also open one more tab. So here, first I'll do is that I will launch a EC2 instance in this region. And now remember, we are going to create custom metrics. So let me first launch the EC2 instance and show you what do you mean by metrics. And then I'll tell you what you mean by custom metrics. So I'll give the name as EC2 AWS CW Metrics. I'll select AWS T3 Micro. You can select whichever you want. The key pair, I will select this. I'm going to use my custom VPC, which is here. It's in public subnet. I'll enable public IP. I'll select an existing security group over here. And I will also write a code over here. So I will just write #bin/bash. And I'm going to write sudo yum update -y. This will update the EC2, the Linux. Sudo yum upgrade -y. Sudo yum install httpd-y. So this installs the web server. Sudo chmod. I'll change mode, and then I'll modify the index file 666, and it will be /var/www/html/index.html. So I have changed the permissions of index.html file, and I will go here and say sudo echo, and I will say welcome to the custom CW metrics class EC2 $hostname -f welcomes you. So I have just written this. I will also add the tags here so that the HTML tags are applied, and I will go here and I will just correct the spelling. Please make sure your spellings are right, especially in the commands, so that you don't have any errors. And I'm going to copy this into /var/www/html/index.html. So make sure please your spellings are correct. And then sudo server httpd start. So I'll just check everything /bin bash sudo yum update -y sudo yum upgrade sudo yum install httpd sudo chmod, and I've changed the permissions. Sudo echo, everything is in double quotes, and I'm putting the data in this file, and sudo server httpd start. Now you will also need to apply the IAM role. IAM is a global service, and the role that we have created here is custom CW metrics AWS role, and the permissions here are CloudWatch agent server policy and CloudWatch agent admin policy. The only difference between the two is we need either of them will work, but usually we need this. But I've still put both of them, that it only gets the parameter. We also need to put the parameter. So I'll tell you what is the importance of parameters later. So the difference is here you will see it has got an option of put parameter. So I have added this. So I have selected both the roles. which are created. So I'll go here. So you create a role there, refresh this and add a role as Custom CW Metrics. And once it is ready, launch the EC2. So we'll wait for the EC2 to come up, and it will just take few seconds for the machine to be fully functional and will be available for the user. Now you will also see here that it has got a public IP address. The role is attached, which is what we wanted, and it is in Sydney region. And we will also copy the IP address because the machine is still getting ready, and we should have the web server running. So we'll wait for it. It's still not ready until the data is processed. So we will wait. It takes few seconds. We will also go to security and see that the port number 22 and port number 80 are open here. So that's fine. We'll just wait for the resource to come up. And it is still initializing. And once it is ready, your web server will come. So we'll wait for it to get this machine ready. Now, while the machine gets ready, let me give you a brief about monitoring. Default metrics are only these 8. You come to know how much CPU is utilizing, how many bytes came in, which is ingress, how many bytes went out, which is egress, how many packets came in, how many packets went out, any metadata, any CPU credit that you have used. So CPU credit is basically the resources that are when your machine is being used. So we use CPU credit so that we can process the CPU to full power. It also, the more credit balance you will have, the more credit you will be able to use. So if your credit balance expires, your machine starts throttling. But now AWS provides that you can buy CPU credits so that your machines perform at optimum level. So earlier we used to have limited credit balance, but the credit balance only accumulates if your machine keeps running. So this you can try and see. Once you keep your machine on for a few hours, you will see that you will have some credit balance accumulated to it. And when you are processing using the processing power, that credit balance is utilized. So these are the default graphs, but we want custom graphs. The graphs that we want are memory graphs. The graphs that we want are how much memory is utilized. We want to have more information about CPU. Those metrics are custom metrics. We cannot create them here. They are not given to us by default. So we have to download and install the metrics, and we can have the custom cloud metrics installed. So let's go back here and let's see if the browser is up. So let's see if everything is okay. Let's also see, is it refreshed? It's still initializing. That means it is still processing. The machine is getting ready. So while this browser is coming up, we will also open the terminal and we will connect to this EC2 because we need to do some task over here. And then I'll start showing you what we are doing. So to connect to this machine, we will use SSH EC2-user, that is a username for AWS, at public IP, which is this, paste it, and the key file is keysydney.pem. Yes, and you are correct. So we are connected to this machine, and you can see here that we have 10.0.0.0.29. So let's see here and try if the browser is here. It's not here. Let's try again. Still not done. I think is the machine ready? Let's have a look. Over here, still initializing. It is showing. It looks 3x3 checks have passed. Let's refresh now. It's not doing. Let's have a look at the file. So ls-l/var/www/html So there is an index.html file, and let's check to read the file what is written there. /index.html. So it is there, everything looks good. So the data is there, but it is not displaying over here. Let me go and have a look at the security group first. So to look for this, you can go to your VPC and select the region. Go to your, I'll just close it, I don't need it here. Go to security groups, and we have Sydney SG Sydney, that is what we have used, and the inbound rules. Refresh. Let's try to edit them. It's coming from anywhere IPv4. Anywhere IPv4 looks okay to me, and that's fine. And let me check, is this the security group that we have used? So let's go to security and see. It is SG Sydney. So it is SG Sydney. Why it is not showing? Okay, let me try in a different browser. Control-Shift-N. Says it cannot connect. Why? 13211 details 13211 5345. Let me just try here. I think the sudo service httpd start. Maybe I did a typo error there. I must have written HTML start. Yeah, see, it's working. So your browser is up and running. So this is what we wanted. Now we'll refresh this few times, 3-4 times. Now what I want to show you now here is that we have got some logs here. So I'll clear the screen. ls-var/log/httpd. It says permission denied. We'll use sudo, and we'll see that we have got two files there, access log and error log. Now, if we say use the command sudo cat basically displays the content of the file /access_log. So these are the logs that are generated just now when we created it, and these are the logs that may have appeared for error. So we had some issues, we were not able to display it. Now in case if you want to know what was the problem, so I'll just tell you what it is. If I go here and I go to EC2 and I open this EC2, I'll just show it to you. If you go to actions and you go to instance settings, let's select it. You go to actions, instance settings, and there is user data. So maybe in the end sudo c server, I have written wrong. It is sudo service. So this is the error, and this command cannot be edited. That is why the reason was that did not come. So it should be sudo service httpd start. So that's why I said, be very careful when you type it, because it's an init command. It only runs for the first time in the Linux machine. I'll clear the screen. And now we need these logs in our own CloudWatch metric. So if we go here, if we type here CloudWatch, so this metrics, this data should come over here in the logs here. So we need logs and the logs group of us, our system, access logs and error log. And based on that, we should be able to generate graph for this system. So you will see a custom CloudWatch metrics will come. So this maybe I have done it earlier. So it does not exist anyway. It's It may be earlier, so maybe it is picking data from somewhere else, but I don't have CloudWatch metrics anymore. So we'll create our own CloudWatch metrics. And even if you go into this, if you click on instance ID, so I don't know where it is picking this from, or maybe it is picking from the parameters. So this is the one instance ID 9CB, and our instance is not 9CB. See, our instance is 4A1. So first of all, this is just to show it to you that this is coming from somewhere else. Our instance ID is different. So just to show it to you, in case if you want to see, our instance ID is 564A1, and this is something over here 4A9CB. So maybe I've done it earlier. So this does not exist. It should practically automatically it will go after some time. So we'll create our CloudWatch metrics for our EC2 instance that we have, and I hope it is for the region. Yeah, that's okay. So let's go here. To do this, we need to install the agent, because the metrics will only be generated once we have the log groups, and we need those log groups over here, the access log and the error log. So let's have it. The command is sudo yum install, and we need to install Amazon, and it is CloudWatch -agent. Enter. And yes, I forgot to include -y switch. Make sure you include the -y switch and then install it, and this will be installed. So this is an additional utility that you need to install it. Now it is installed. Now we need to work on the file. So if you see here, this is installed in /opt/AWS/Amazon CloudWatch agent. You will see that it is installed. And you also have /bin directory, and in bin directory we have to first run the configuration wizard. There's a controller and there's a CloudWatch agent. So we will start with the config wizard and we will start working on it. So this is the file that we will run, and this is going to create the data for us. So let's clear the screen again. So I will write sudo /opt AWS Amazon bin Amazon CloudWatch agent -config wizard. So if the file is there, you just keep on typing the first characters and keep pressing the tab, and you will start getting the output, and press enter. Now this is something you have to do it very, very carefully. So we are using this agent for Linux machine, which is number 1. So we are creating a configuration file now. So please make sure that you have typed it correctly, collected the options correctly. EC2 instance number 1. We are running this agent for root, which is number 2. Do you want to turn on the statsd daemon? So it will connect all the data from the stats service. So daemon is a service, it's a pool, and we will say yes. And which port do you want it to listen to? So we'll use the default one, which is 8125. Press enter. What is the interval you want to collect the data? Every 10 seconds. Do you want aggregation interval for the data? Yes, we will have number 2 for every 10 seconds. Do you also want to monitor the metrics? Yes, that is what we are doing. And to monitor the metrics, we need to collect the data in collect daemon. And if it is not there, it needs to be installed or the agent will fail to start. So we will press enter. We want to monitor CPU memory because that is not there. Yes. Do you want to monitor per core? Yes. Do you want to add all the dimension? Yes. Do you want to aggregate EC2 dimensions instance ID? Yes. everything by default. And let's collect the data every second, 1 second. And let's have advanced. You can use basic like 60 and standard or basic, it's your choice. And this is the JSON that it has created. So make sure all the information that you selected is correctly in the JSON. If you are not happy, you can say no. If you are happy, press yes. Now, do you have any log agent? No. Do you want to have, so no, that is no. Oh, sorry, 2, not no. Then it is saying, do you want to monitor any log files? Yes, that is what we want to do. It is here. It's in /var /log /httpd /access_log. Basically, make sure you type them correctly. I showed you this. This is where the log files are. I'll go here and I'll go to EC2. And if you remember, I showed you the log files that were there. So if you connect to this EC2 instance over here, are you using connect? Oh, sorry, not connect. Yeah, you can connect using that also, but we will not use that. We will just use the system. And this is where we, oh, it is still showing it. Same thing is running, but if you want, you can always go here, click connect. I'll close this and you can connect it. And I've shown you what is happening in the EC2 instance. Maybe it is going to pick at the same place. So if you remember, I showed you sudo ls -l /var /log /httpd. These are the files. We need the exact name and exact location. So that's what we have put. So /var /log /httpd. We have to say yes. Default choice, yes. We want standard instance ID, and we will retain the data for how many days. I'll just say I'll retain it for 2 days or 1 day. So I'll just select 2. Do you want additional log files? Yes. It's again /var /log /httpd /error_log. Remember, your spelling should be correct. If you are not sure, go here and check it, because these are the only log files for your web data. Enter. Yes, yes, yes. And again, I'll put it for 1 day. No more log files. And then it says, do you want to retrieve any X-ray traces? No. Do you want to store it as the SSM parameter store? Now this is why we had that put and get story. Now if it is stored in the SSM parameter store, the parameter also needs to get the data, put the data. Until and unless you put the data, how will you get the data? So that is what happens. So by default, if any EC2 instance is created in the SSM, it will automatically pick and it will automatically start generating those data. So you don't have to run this activity individually for all machines. So I'll press yes and enter, 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 and done. Your resource is created. Now we need a collectd database. You remember we somewhere said that we are going to run the collectd while creating it. So we are going to create a file. I'll clear the screen now. I will say sudo mkdir -p is to make directories and subdirectory. It is user, and we will go to share /collectd. That is the directory that we will create. And then in this we need to create a database file. So sudo to create a empty file command is touch, and the name of the file is types.db. Enter. Done. Now we need to run the command. So we will run it. Just to show it to you, if we go to sudo sudo we don't need, ls -l /var, not /var, /opt /aws Amazon binary /Amazon -c agent. It is cloud, Amazon CloudWatch agent config, enter. Oh, sorry, this is not the file. We are not looking for the file. We are looking for the binary directory. If you see here that now a config.json is created. So this is what we created just now. And if you go here and you say you want to read config.json and you want to read it, cat, this is just you created it. So that is stored. Now we need to run this file. And the data will be picked up from types.db. And you will see here in custom metrics over here. Let's again go to CloudWatch. We don't have any log groups. We want these log groups to appear here. To do this, we need to run this activity. We'll clear the screen and we will type sudo /opt AWS Amazon binary, and we will run Amazon CloudWatch controller file, and we will fetch. The command is fetch -config. That is what you will learn all these things, you just keep practicing it. And -m is for EC2, and -c we will use file, and the file is in opt aw Amazon binary, and you must have known that we have config.json file. This is the file that we have to run, and -s is the switch. Just run it, and you must get success. If you do not get success, that means you did not create types.db file. And if you go here and if you refresh it, your log groups will appear. Now you click on access log and you start seeing the logs here. So we have this log. If I go here and I refresh this data, web server a few times, and if I go here to CloudWatch logs and I refresh this page now, see more logs will appear. So instantly they are logged, and this is the information if you want to read more about it. So you can check it, how it has come. Similarly, all the error logs will also appear over here for this instance, and if there is any error, it will automatically come over here. So the log groups have appeared now. Now we need to see the custom metrics. Go to metrics. See, now the agent has got more data. Go to CloudWatch agent. Select mem. I need to see memory data. And this is where it is. We don't need, there are two instances. We don't need for two instances. We need the one that we have just created. I think it is 56A41. So we can go here and check it. It is 56.4A1. Go here, select this, and you will start seeing some data that will come over here. So it will take some time for the graph to come, but it is not available instantly. But if we leave it for a few minutes or leave it for half an hour, you will start seeing that some data is going to get generated over here. I'll show you from another region if it is available. Now, if I select this one, there is no data there in last 1 hour, maybe for last 12 hours. See, there is no data because that is all instance has been deleted. But yes, you can see that some data will start coming here. You can select to bar graph, or you can select the graph of your type. So we don't have any data. We need to refresh this 100 times, 50 times, so some memory is consumed. And after some time, some data or some graph will start generating. So you will see those custom metrics that will appear over here. So these are not all the metrics, but if you want, you can go back. You want to see CPU usage, idle for this machine. If you want, you can filter it on this instance here. So there is no data. Netstat, TCP/IP, disk IO times, input output. So you will start seeing all of these data will start appearing over here. So these are all custom metrics. See, some dots have started appearing now. So it will take some time and the resources will start to appear. So this is how you create your custom metrics. These are not your default metrics. And this is how you create your custom data onto the metrics. So once it is done, make sure you delete all your resources. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Now, lastly, before I forget, if I go here and open Systems Manager and Parameter Store, you will see the parameters must have appeared over here. So this parameter will make sure that all the EC2 instances that automatically get attached to this resource as Systems Manager, the data will be connected and the logs will be sent. Lastly, for CloudWatch, if you go back to your, let's open CloudWatch again in another tab. If I go to log groups, you will see here that the log groups are only for 1 day because that was just I select. So that's all in this video, and I hope you have learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and come back to me. And yeah, thanks for watching.